framed by wide sandy beaches and lush vegetation, the town of Bizerte in northern Tunisia offers an unrivaled quaintness. Lovers of nature and authenticity, the beaches and valleys of northern Tunisia will take your breath away. Offering historical places and monuments, lagoons, extravagant wildlife, wild coves, forests and remote beaches that stretch for more than 300 kilometers of Bizerte coastline. Here's a look at the best places to visit in Bizerte. Here in Bizerte's center are the major tourist attractions, with a rambling maze of the Medina leading you to the water's edge, where fishing boats bob beside the Kasbah walls. The town of Bizerte is worth a visit for the authentic atmosphere of its fortified Medina, and the charming ambience of its old port. Explore along the narrow streets of the Medina, visit the souks, admire the 17th century Ottoman fountain as you walk past, climb up to the Spanish fort which dominates the city to enjoy the view across the harbor. The main attraction in the Old Medina is the 17th century enormous Kasbah. Originally, a Byzantine fort built in the 6th century. Its massive walls form a defensive fortification around the old harbor. It has something of a military appearance and showcases some of the old houses that sit within the walls. As you walk under the arches in the Medina walls, your first must-see building is the Old Mosque. It is the oldest mosque in Bizerte, built in 1652. Situated on a hill northeast of the Kasbah, are the remains of the massive Fort d'Espagne. It was built between 1570 and 1573. The famous Bizerte festival is held at the theater, located on the steps to the fort. The festival will enthrall holiday vacationers, as artists from around the world come to perform the Arabic music. The marina of Bizerte can accommodate up to 800 yachts, from 10 meters to 150 meters. It is one of 3 super yacht marinas in Tunisia. Just south to the town of Bizerte, lies the shipwrecks along Ramel coast, a graveyard of numerous wrecked ships. At the top of the town is the large Martyrs Cemetery, dedicated to those who lost their lives during the brief but violent Battle of Bizerte with France. To the south of Bizerte, the small town of Garmel. This small town is surprisingly endowed with 3 imposing forts dating back to the 17th century. The forts are the Upper Fort, the Middle Fort, the Lower Fort turned into a museum. A beautiful curve of white sand, forested slopes and azure seas, Rafraf is one of Tunisia's most popular resorts for locals. The crescent-shaped coastline, covered with fine white sand, tightly covers the sea, forming a landscape of amazing beauty. Lake Ishkal and its mountain. The last major freshwater lake of North Africa. It is a unique ecosystem, characterized by the seasonal variation between freshwater and saltwater, which attracts thousands of water birds. A forested mountain overlooks the lake, it shelters remarkable flora and fauna, it is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Natural Site. Mount Ishko hides a big cave. One of the entrances to the cave is via a 32-meter chimney that you can abseil down. Located 81 kilometers from Bizerte, the Galite archipelago is made up of 6 islets. The main island in the center of the archipelago, Galite, measures 6 kilometers in length, and 3 kilometers in width. The marine and coastal protected area of the Galite presents a rich archaeological heritage, and an exceptional biological and ecological richness. The ruins of Utica, the first colony founded by the Phoenicians in Tunisia, bear witness to the ancient past of this fertile region. The site is composed of several Roman villas. Their walls still preserve decorative floor mosaics. The museum is within the site and contains a large collection of objects from the site of Utica. Zaytoun is famous for the cascade of water flowing to the Mediterranean after passing through the lake. This region is well frequented by visitors for hiking and picnicking along the small river, in reverse order to the direction of the water flow, from the lake to the cascades at about 3 kilometers. Jebel Shitana Cap Negro National Park, both a marine and terrestrial reserve, and shared by 2 governorates, Bizerte and Bedja. It consists of an area of 12,000 hectares of dense forests of pine and oak trees. Cap Angela is the northernmost point of the African continent. An amazing landscape and an idyllic beach. Nearby, you can find two caves whose entries are overrun by the sea, very popular among Tunisian campers. While not as a popular destination as Jerba or Sousse, Bizerte has many beautiful remote beaches. The coast is made up of magnificent sandy and rocky beaches barely touched by tourism. Every beach has its own allure and charm. No matter what beach you choose, you will find soft sand, azure water and a spectacular scenery. The beaches of Sidi Limeki are ranked among the most beautiful stretches of coast in the country, and have yet to see any resorts onto their sand. In Cap Blanc Beach, the dramatic cliffs tumble steeply down to the sea, and the crystal clear water is a top diving spot. The beach of Marsa Douiba, with its incredibly clear water, unusually shaped rock formations, deserted miles of fine sand, will capture the hearts of nature lovers. Cap Surat Beach is dazzling, serene and secluded. Situated at the mouth of a small river lined with marshes and eucalyptus trees. The beach stretches east in a long sandy curve for several kilometers. You could also explore the cape northwest of the beach, topped by a white lighthouse, or head inland along the river, amidst the forests. Darwijana is a fine sandy beach at the foot of the rocks. A heavenly setting.